All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a classic parable about a deeply concerned father and, well, his incredibly lazy son. You know the type. The father knew a standard lecture just wasn't going to cut it anymore. He needed something bigger, a real wake up call to completely flip his son's perspective on life. But before we get into the father's master plan, I've got a question for you. What is the exact monetary value of one single second of your life? Seriously, pause and think about that for a moment. If you literally had to slap a price tag on one tick of the clock, what's the number? Because as we're about to see, how you answer that question basically dictates your entire approach to daily life. So let's look at how the father kicks off this lesson in part one, the first test. One day, the father calls his kid over and tells him to grab an old watch from the cupboard. The boy is probably bracing himself for another scolding, but instead, the father just gives him a seemingly simple task. He says, "Take this watch to the market. Ask everyone you meet how much they think it is worth." He's literally just sending him out to get a market appraisal on a physical object. Sounds totally mundane, right? Like a busy work errand to get a lazy kid out of the house. Well, the boy hits the market, shows the watch around, and the bids start rolling in. One person offers 500 rupees, another throws out 1,000, someone else says 800. No one can agree on a single definitive price, but the takeaway is clear. The watch definitely has a tangible monetary value. Thinking he nailed the assignment, the boy brings this data back home. But the father? He just smiles. Which leads us straight into the next morning and part two, a strange second request. Notice the crazy pivot here. The very next day, the father hands the boy the exact same watch and tells him to march right back to the market. But the assignment? Totally different. He says this time, don't ask the price of the watch, ask people the price of the time inside this watch. Naturally, the boy is completely baffled. He has no clue what this metaphor means, but hey, he's obedient, so back to the bustling market he goes. Now put yourself in this kid's shoes for a second. Imagine walking up to stressed out merchants and busy traders, holding up a physical pocket watch and asking them to appraise the invisible concept ticking away inside of it. It's totally absurd. And, as you might guess, it doesn't exactly go over well with the locals. The market's reaction is, well, exactly what you'd expect. People look at him like he's lost his mind. Some actually laugh right in his face. Others get super annoyed that he's wasting their precious time, telling him to scram or scolding him for asking such a foolish question. The poor kid is just left standing there, completely humiliated. But then we get to part three, the watchmaker's wisdom. The whole vibe of the story shifts when the boy wanders into a tiny shop. An old watchmaker actually pauses his repairs, gives the boy a kind smile, and drops this absolute truth bomb. You cannot put a price on time. You can give millions of rupees, but you cannot buy back even 1 second of your life. He perfectly highlights that time is our one and only non-renewable resource. Think about it. All the wealth in the world, all those 500s and 1000s people were shouting yesterday, none of it can buy back a single lost moment. The watchmaker then breaks down the dual nature of time. He tells the boy, look, time has one really bad thing and one incredibly good thing. The bad thing? It passes. It just goes. We all suffer the unstoppable loss of it, slipping through our fingers no matter how hard we try to hold on. But the good thing, the absolute game changer, is that you hold the power of choice over it. You get to decide exactly how it's spent. Then, he reveals the ultimate equalizer of human existence with just one number, 24. Every single person on the planet, whether you're a billionaire or flat broke, a wandering kid or a busy CEO, gets exactly 24 hours in a day. You can't buy a 25th hour, and you don't get shortchanged with a 23-hour day. It's the absolute non-negotiable baseline of being human. So what's the real difference between people? It's not the amount of time they get, it's the intention behind how they use those hours. How you use your 24 hours literally defines who you are, what you accomplish, and where your life goes. We're all playing on a perfectly level field when it comes to the resource itself, but it's a wildly uneven field when it comes to our choices and our discipline. And that brings us to part four, the transformation. Armed with this mind-blowing realization, the boy's eyes are finally wide open. He thanks the old man, sprints back home, and tells his father everything. His dad's proud smile pretty much confirms, yep, lesson learned. And from that day on, the boy's entire life flipped. He stopped wandering around aimlessly, he started putting in the hard work, and he finally grasped the incredible intrinsic value of every single moment. Which leaves us with part five, looking at time as a priceless resource. So, how do we actually apply this kid's massive realization to our own lives? Well, we have to wrap our heads around this core paradox. Time is 100% free for everyone. You wake up and boom, your account is credited with a fresh 24 hours. But listen, just because something doesn't hit your bank account with an upfront cost doesn't mean it isn't valuable. In fact, it is literally priceless. And here's the kicker, you cannot buy it. Like the old watchmaker said, a mountain of cash is completely useless if you're trying to purchase more time on Earth, but you can use it. While your wallet can't buy it, your daily actions, your habits, your focus, those things can harness it. It's a powerful tool activated purely by your behavior. Crucially, though, you cannot keep it. Time cannot be hoarded. You can't just take today's unused hours, stuff them in a savings account, and withdraw them when you're super busy next month. It doesn't work like that. It's constantly flowing. Once it's gone, it is gone forever. You can only spend it right now, in the exact present moment. The currency of time literally demands to be spent immediately. So that brings us right back to you. Since you absolutely cannot get a single second back once it ticks away, we have to wrap up this explainer by asking you to really look at your own choices starting right now. When you wake up tomorrow and get that totally free, infinitely priceless deposit of time, how are you going to spend your next 24 hours? Let that sink in and, seriously, choose wisely.